Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria called Iken, there lived a young boy named Kola. Kola was known for his curiosity and bravery. He loved exploring the forest near his village, even though his mother, Mama Kemi, always warned him to stay away from the old Iroko tree. Kola, remember what I told you about that tree? Mama Kemi said one evening as they sat around the fire. It is cursed. Bad things happen to those who go near it. But Mama, why is it cursed? Kola asked, his eyes wide with curiosity. Mama Kemi sighed. Long ago, there was a wicked man named Adamu. He did many bad things, and the spirits punished him by trapping his soul inside that tree. Since then, the Iroko tree has been haunted. People who go near it hear strange voices and see scary things. Despite his mother's warnings, Kola couldn't help but wonder what was so special about the tree. One day, when his mother was busy with chores, Kola decided to find out for himself. He took a deep breath and ventured into the forest. As he got closer to the Iroko tree, the air became colder and the forest grew eerily quiet. Kola felt a shiver run down his spine, but he kept going. Finally, he reached the tree. It was huge and ancient, with twisted branches that seemed to reach out like arms. Kola took a step closer and suddenly heard a whisper. "Who dares come near me?" the voice hissed. Kola froze. Who are you?" he stammered. "I am Adamu, trapped in this tree for eternity," the voice replied. "Set me free, and I will reward you." Kola's heart pounded in his chest. "How can I set you free?" he asked. "Break the branch that lies on the ground," Adamu's voice commanded. Kola looked down and saw a thick branch lying at the base of the tree. He hesitated for a moment, then picked it up and snapped it in half. Suddenly, a cold wind swirled around him, and the ground began to shake. "Thank you, boy," Adamu's voice echoed, now sounding more sinister. "But beware, for you have unleashed a curse upon your village." Kola dropped the branch and ran back to the village as fast as he could. When he reached home, he found his mother waiting for him, her face pale with worry. "Kola, where have you been?" she cried. "You disobeyed me." "I'm sorry, Mama," Kola said, tears streaming down his face. "I went to the Iroko tree and broke a branch. The spirit of Adamu is free, and he said there's a curse on our village." Mama Kemi's eyes widened in horror. "Oh no, Kola, what have you done?" Just then, a loud roar echoed through the village, and dark clouds began to gather in the sky. The villagers came out of their homes, looking up in fear. "We must find a way to stop the curse," Mama Kemi said, holding Kola tightly. "We must act quickly before it's too late." As the sky darkened and the wind howled, Kola and his mother knew they had to face the evil spirit of Adamu. The fate of their village depended on it. Kola and Mama Kemi knew they had to act fast. The village elders gathered in the square, their faces lined with worry. "Elders, please help us," Mama Kemi pleaded. "My son has freed the spirit of Adamu, and now a curse is upon us." The oldest elder, Baba turned, stepped forward. His voice was strong despite his age. "We must go to the wise woman, Nana Aisha. She lives deep in the forest and knows many ancient secrets. She may know how to stop this curse." Kola and Mama Kemi, along with Baba Tand and a few other villagers, set off into the darkening forest. The wind howled, and the trees seemed to whisper warnings. Kola held his mother's hand tightly, his heart pounding with fear and guilt. After a long and treacherous journey, they reached a small, thatched hut. An old woman with bright, wise eyes stepped out to meet them. "Nana Aisha, please help us," Baba Tan said. "The spirit of Adamu has been freed, and our village is in danger." Nana Aisha nodded slowly. "I have foreseen this day," she said. "The curse can be broken, but it will not be easy. You must gather 3 items, the feather of an eagle, the tail of a lion, and the heart of a baobab tree. Only then can the curse be lifted." Kola's eyes widened. "But how will we find these things?" Nana Aisha placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You must be brave, Kola. The forest will guide you." The villagers returned to Aiken, determined to find the items. Kola, Mama Kemi, and a small group of villagers set out the next day, venturing deeper into the forest than ever before. Their first task was to find the feather of an eagle. They climbed steep hills and crossed rushing rivers until they reached a high cliff where eagles nested. Kola saw a magnificent eagle soaring above. "I'll climb up and get the feather," Kola said bravely. "Be careful, my son," Mama Kemi whispered, her voice filled with worry. Kola climbed the rocky cliff, his hands gripping tightly to the rough surface. He reached the nest and gently took a single feather, then carefully made his way back down. Next, they needed the tear of a lion. They traveled through the thick jungle until they heard the roar of a lion. The group hid behind bushes, watching as a mighty lion stood by a river. Baba Tan had an idea. "We must show the lion that we mean no harm. We will offer him food and kindness." The villagers gathered fruit and meat and placed them near the lion. The great beast sniffed the offerings, then looked into Kola's eyes. Kola stepped forward, his heart racing, and spoke softly. "Mighty lion, we seek your help to save our village. We need a single tear from you." To their amazement, the lion seemed to understand. It roared again, and a single tear fell from its eye. Kola caught it in a small bottle, and the lion bowed its head before walking away. Finally, they needed the heart of a baobab tree. The villagers found a giant baobab tree, its trunk wide and ancient. Mama Kemi explained that they needed to take a small piece from the center of the tree. Kola approached the tree and placed his hand on its rough bark. "Great tree, please help us save our village," he whispered. The tree seemed to respond, its branches rustling in agreement. Kola used a small knife to carefully cut a piece from the heart of the tree. As he did, a warm, golden light surrounded him, and he knew the tree had granted their request. With the 3 items in hand, the villagers hurried back to Nana Aisha's hut. The wise woman mixed the feather, the tear, then heart together in a large bowl, chanting ancient words. "Place this mixture at the base of the Iroko tree," she instructed. "It will trap Ademu's spirit once more and lift the curse from your village." Kola, Mama Kemi, and the villagers returned to the Iroko tree. As they spread the mixture around its base, the ground trembled, and a fierce wind swirled. Ademu's voice echoed through the forest, filled with anger and despair. "No. You cannot trap me again," he screamed. But the mixture glowed brightly, and the spirit of Ademu was pulled back into the tree. The wind died down, and the sky cleared. The curse was broken, and peace returned to the village. Kola and his mother hugged each other tightly, relief washing over them. The villagers cheered, grateful for their bravery and determination. But as they turned to leave, Kola heard a faint whisper from the tree. "This is not the end, boy. I will return." The villagers didn't hear the whisper, but Kola did. He knew that the spirit of Ademu was still out there, waiting for another chance. And he vowed to be ready when that day came. Kola and the villagers returned to Aiken, their hearts filled with relief and gratitude. The village was saved, and life slowly returned to normal. The crops flourished, the rivers flowed gently, and the children played without fear. One evening, the villagers gathered in the square for a celebration. Baba Tan stood before them, his voice resonating with wisdom. "We have learned important lessons from this ordeal," Baba Tan began. "First, we must always listen to the wisdom of our elders. Kola, though brave, learned this the hard way. Curiosity is good, but it must be guided by wisdom." Kola nodded, understanding the truth in Baba Tan's words. "I promise to listen to you, Mama, and to respect the stories and warnings of our elders." Second, Baba Tan continued, "We learned that unity and kindness can overcome even the darkest of curses." The villagers worked together, showing kindness to the lion and respect to the forest. "It is through unity that we are strong." Mama Kemi hugged Kola tightly. "I am so proud of you, my son. Your bravery and our community's unity saved us all." And finally, Baba Tan said, his eyes meeting Kola's, "We learned that evil cannot be destroyed easily. It may be hidden or trapped, but we must always be vigilant. We must be ready to face challenges with courage and wisdom." Kola felt a sense of responsibility and strength. He knew that the spirit of Ademu might return someday, but he also knew that he was not alone. His village stood with him, united and strong. The night ended with songs and dances, the villagers celebrating their victory and the lessons learned. Kola looked up at the sky, the stars twinkling brightly. He knew that with bravery, wisdom, and unity, they could face anything that came their way. From that day on, Kola became a symbol of courage and respect in Aiken. He grew up to be a wise and kind leader, always remembering the lessons of the Iroko Tree. The village thrived, and the story of Kola and the curse was told for generations, reminding everyone of the importance of listening to wisdom, staying united, and being brave. And so, the tale of Kola and the Iroko Tree became a timeless lesson for all, teaching that wisdom, unity, and bravery are the keys to overcoming any challenge.